Hey, what's up? This is my first YouTube video, and I'm starting this kind of in the middle of a build, in the middle of doing something with my car. I'm gonna tell you a story real quick. So what happened was, I drove this car a few weeks ago to go to the auto parts store or something like that, and it ran fine, but the clutch needed blood. So what I did is I bled the clutch by hand. I wasn't really doing that much, so I had my buddy come over and we bled the clutch with an air compressor with a gravity tool, and it worked, but then the car wouldn't start. So I dug into a bunch of things, looked at all the relays, looked at all the fuses and everything like that, and everything seemed fine. He was like, well, maybe we should bypass the clutch safety switch. And I was like, that sounds great, but let me look into it a little bit. And I saw the ignition switch was usually the problem that people had when this was an issue. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna order an ignition switch real quick. It shouldn't be here that long, and you know, it should start right up. If not, we'll just do the clutch safety switch. And the I was waiting on the ignition switch to come, and I was like, you know what, let me just go ahead and do the clutch safety switch. So I went in there, I cut the wires, I tied them together, and lo and behold, it worked. But I had already taken the ignition switch out and I had taken it apart, and once you take it apart, putting it back together it can only go one way, but it wasn't working. So I was like, you know what, maybe I need to turn the key on, install the ignition switch, turn the key off, plug it in. But I had just bypassed the clutch safety switch, and when I turned the key on and installed the ignition switch, as soon as I turned the key off, well, I turned the key off, and then as soon as I plugged it in, the car thought that it was started, backed straight up into my house. No shit. So that's where we're starting this YouTube channel right now, is that I backed into my house with my parked car. So here's a little bit of the damage we're looking at. That's not good. And that's not good. You can see how it's shifted. Thankfully the garage door still opens and closes, but the whole thing is pushed in quite a bit. And the car, only a little bit of cosmetic there. The spoiler is pretty fucked, but you know, to be expected. But the exhaust is bent, which concerns me. So I'm gonna jack that up and we're gonna see what's going on with that. And then we're also gonna install the new ignition switch, and hopefully I can get this thing running today, because I have an event in Paynesville, a 2-day event, not this weekend, but the weekend after. So I've got about 6 days to get this prepped and then load it on a trailer and drive out to Paynesville. So let's try it. Okay, so thankfully the perks of having a cheap exhaust is it looks to have just bent it. You can see it's facing that way now, but that's fine. Broke off the hanger that I had welded there, but that's okay. I can just get another one welded. That's not a big deal. Everything else seems fine about it, so I guess we're rolling with it. So here we go. FCP Euro, best place to get OEM shit. Usually I go to ECS because they're in Wadsworth, Ohio. I'm in Mansfield, Ohio, so shipping is always like a day, maybe two. But FCP's always got the hookup when it comes to not only OEM parts, but just like bolts and nuts and everything you could possibly need. I also got some exhaust manifold studs because I've got my second motor that I'm going to be putting in. I have a 3.0 motor, I have a 3.0 rear end, I have a ZF transmission. I don't know if I said that or not already, but these are going on the 3.0 motor right here. So here's our ignition switch, so let's try this out. So far so good. Woo! Hell yeah! guys, as you can see, trailer and ambulance are ready to go. This will probably be the last update before the day of the event. Probably gonna post this video, and then maybe I'll do some highlights of the event or something like that, and then I'll probably post a video explaining this channel and who I am and how nonsensical everything is. But yeah, I thank you guys for checking out the video, and I'll see you in the next one.